Hello and welcome to the Century of Bobcast. I am your host, Bob, and welcome to my little experiment project thingy. I've been feeling a little bored lately, and I was like, hey, why not put together a podcast? And then I came down to coming up with a structure of some sort, and I just kind of decided to wing it. So, yeah, I've gathered three awesome and wonderful guests to join me. I've got first is Celtigoon or Celtigoon or Az, who plays House Celtigar, who will be joining me to talk about just what's going on in the Dragon Isles, what's going on in the Claw, stuff with the Riverlands, as well as what's going on with the events team and Essos. Ooh, very exciting. And then I moved on and talked to Dino, who's my fellow admin, and used to play Forrester, and the two of us, just discussed what's going on mainly with the Ironborn in the north. Big battle just happened. Ooh. As well as the west. And our thoughts, predictions, anything else surrounding the potential upcoming war. Never know. Might not happen. Might happen. We will see. And then finally, I went and spoke to Ben from the Vale. And the two of us just discussed a little bit of the Vale, but then mainly our writing, our weaknesses as authors, what is harder to write, more of that aspect of the game. Yeah, and I thought they were interesting conversations, and I hope you do as well. And if I enjoy this, even if no one really listens to it, I'm kind of, we'll see where it goes. Maybe I'll do a second episode. And if you are for some reason still listening to this and you have no clue what I'm talking about and you found this on YouTube, then I'm really sorry. 3 a.m. YouTube has really betrayed you. But either way, I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys around. Alright, so I'm being joined by Az, better known as Celtigoon.
The Celtiest.
The Celtiest, yeah. I mean, is it Celtigoon or Celtigoon? It's Celtigoon, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah?
either is fine. Celtigoon
Okay, yeah.
is also accepted.
So how's the progress going on your emoji vote? Has it been added yet? Do you think it's going to be added or gotten enough support?
I think you're in a far better position to tell me that. But, I mean, the public support seems good.
So far, yeah. I mean, I voted for it.
Someone did downvote it when I submitted it. I saw that, but overall it seems quality. I mean, it's a good-looking emote. Like, if you've looked at it on
it
the
is, yeah.
server,
It's like an actual emote. It's not like just a picture.
No.
Because that tends to be like what a lot of the emojis kind of are. Just like a picture. And there's no... It was like the finger guns one. The finger guns emoji.
Actually, that one looks fine to me.
Really? Oh, yeah, because you're using light mode. Oh, my God.
But just remember that a vote for Celtigar is a vote against head pats.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go. That's a big enough incentive right there. But yeah, so is I'm guessing the emoji stuff's going better than your in-character stuff? Seems like the Claw's not listening to you.
Well, the thing about vassals is it's a give and take relationship. And I know I've been doing a lot of taking. But I'm hoping with my measures of the council, they're getting some pretty nice salaries, so I'm hoping we're gonna be more accepting.
Okay.
And I think this blockade measure is a bit more peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
And I think hopefully we're going to accept it. I've heard some ugly rumors about them contacting other kings, but I should be fine.
Oh yeah, I saw a little bit of that.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, I know. What's the worst that can happen? But how does that work with you and Targaryen? Is he still head honcho?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But our thing is kind of different from a normal lord vassal relationship.
Okay.
It's more like I'm kind of we still he'll send troops if I get attacked. I'll send troops if he tells me to. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I get a lot more autonomy.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, I mean, you do have your own vassals now, right? So
yeah, and I mean, a dragon lord is higher than a king.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I mean, so long as he has a perfectly functioning flying dragon, I gotta listen to him.
Oh yeah. I mean, kings kind of suck, right? They're honestly the worst. I'd rather have a dragon lord.
Yeah,
But
no, for sure. Answering to a dragon lord's a lot more fun than answering to a king.
I
But
mean,
being a king is pretty sweet.
I mean, you guys have your own language and everything, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, we don't have that. We just have the common tongue.
yeah.
Yeah, but like, okay, so I don't know, like the claw, they're calling on other people, and then there's that whole thing with Targaryens going to fair market. You're not involved with that, right?
Oh, the whole mercenary contract?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Not really. I mean, I was there for the meeting, but I didn't hear about like the bigger plan. I just knew we were doing the mercenary thing, and I was like, man, Arion is really charging these guys a very good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but now it's kind of making more sense. But I'm still worried it's going to be a waste of money.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, okay, if they do take fair market, which I mean, I
because
don't know,
the idea was
probably.
we were going to get fair market, right?
Mm-hmm. But
So
now the Brackens are there, right?
now Bracken's there, Durandon's there. Although I think Durandon's against us.
Yeah, no, I don't think they'd be on the same side as you.
It's gonna be a whole lot harder to kill them, like outside the walls versus inside the walls.
Yeah,
It's a whole mess.
yeah, it is a big mess. But I mean, the thing is, I was like, do you think this is gonna be like what starts? Like, do you think this is gonna make something bigger? I mean, like, there's a lot of people talking about, a war, right? But is it actually gonna get bigger?
It seems like how Pege is writing to like two kings at once invade for them.
I'm sorry. Did you say Pege?
Yeah, how's Pege?
Oh, how's Pege? Yeah.
Is writing to two kings at once to invade for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like at least something's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
You know, obviously Heron's grasp on the Iron Islands is steadily weakening, and like Durandon, might get side smashed by the Reach if he invades the Riverlands. But
I don't think I don't think the Reach would do that. They have they have an alliance, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's up to the Gardener player, but we'll see what he does.
Yeah, you can never trust a Reach, man. So
honestly, yeah, I know, right?
So I mean, here's my thing for Riverlands. Okay.
What's your thing?
Wouldn't it be so much better if it was a bunch of cool petty kingdoms? Petty kingdoms are great.
See, I don't know. I actually think it would be interesting, but at the same time, I could just see it like kind of being a whole clusterfuck.
Oh, they got to be client kingdoms. You can't let them actually be independent.
Oh, come on. If you're going petty kingdoms, you have to go all the way.
Nah. So here's what you do: Dusklands, basically just an extension of the Dragon Isles, right? Bam, you get them there. You do something with like Salt Pans, Derry, Maidenpool, Lord Harroway's Town, make it part of the Vale. Bam, good to go.
Yeah, there you go.
Take the North bit. The
Twins, you mean partition? You want to partition?
Well, no. Petty kingdoms still.
Petty kingdoms. Okay, got it.
I'm talking King Darkland, King Cox, King
Cox, of course.
King
Mallister,
the Riverlands. Tully, I don't know what happens like west of the Trident.
Mallister would probably be their own kingdom.
Mallister, yeah. I think that's the way to go. But like that or the West should just buy the Riverlands.
But client,
I don't know if anyone's been paying attention to the West, but they have a lot of money and aren't doing shit.
Yeah, the West didn't a Riverlord just get executed? No, other way around. A Westerner got executed by a Riverlord. I don't know who it was. I didn't actually check. But someone was telling me,
I think the West should start making some moves. Because right now, they're in a great spot. They're hanging out.
They're going to start making moves.
Somehow just getting ignored by the Iron Islands. Getting rich. But they got to start making some moves.
I mean, they definitely are. First of all, I don't know if you've seen, because you don't pay attention to the Reach, I would assume.
No, I don't.
But they married Hightower.
And Hightower, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and Hightower isn't the biggest fan of me. They're not paying all their taxes. So.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Oh my god, yeah, I know.
See, I feel like we're having a bonding moment here.
Yeah, see, you would understand more than others as a fellow king.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would definitely understand. But yeah, no. So the West, I feel like, okay, like if there is a war, will they be involved? Maybe, but
could be.
But I also think they're like the wild card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Like I could just see them like fucking coming in being. What if it's like a 3-way war? I think we need more of those.
Could happen. I mean, if Hora and Durandon both manage to invade the Riverlands, like They
the
don't
final
like each
boss
other.
fight. Yeah, that's true. They don't like each other. And I mean, Horror sent a letter to Paige, and they're like, "Oh, this better be like a joke."
Who?
Oh, to Pege?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They sent a letter to them. They're like, "Oh, this better be a joke." Like, so they're like, "Oh, ha ha ha," and it's like as soon as they get the fair market and everyone like gets there, and she's gonna be like, "Oh shit," like you were being serious about
Yeah, and
swearing fealty to Durandon.
fair market's a lot closer to them than it is to the Stormlands. So
Yeah, I mean that is fair. I mean, it's kind of like this is kind of like a. It's kind of weird because it kind of feels like, you know, like the last, like if there is a war, it's kind of like the last. It's like the end of a trilogy, sort of, because there's the Baratheons who ruled over, or the Durandons, sorry, and then
Baratheon's coming soon. Don't worry.
yeah, that's true. And then the Ironborn, who invaded the Riverlands, and now it's both at the same time.
Yep.
It's a crossover episode at this point.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Rami was saying how you guys might not get involved or something like that. Are you guys just gonna kind of chill,
I mean,
or
I don't really want to.
you don't want to get involved? That's fair.
I mean, unless we get a really nice point to like just nab Massey's hook real quick, especially if I get him as a vassal. Not really, because like war is expensive.
Yeah, I mean,
conquest doesn't make you money.
That's what I was actually thinking about 10 minutes ago, like just before this started. I was like, because we both did the tests together.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm interested to see if people are gonna go like fully raised and stay that way for like 6 months, and then with winter coming, I think it's
interesting
gonna
to
be
see what's gonna happen with winter.
Yeah,
because we got that thing saying autumn's coming soon, but we have meteorology rolls for the Citadel, so they could be wrong.
Yeah, they could be wrong, but like that's the thing, right? Is it's like I feel like this is what we both said, is how the first winter people are probably going to be very surprised. Like,
I'm chilling though. I've got a fishery, so I'm good to go.
Yeah, well, you've got hindsight on your side at least. Like you know what happens if you keep yourself raised for too long because you've seen it.
That's why I don't raise troops.
Yeah, like I have my Master at Arms raised, and that's about it. But
I am about to go spend all of my money on a fancy candle, though, so I'm not like the greatest person for financial advice.
Oh, really? You're gonna buy one of the glass candles?
Fuck yeah!
I completely forgot you could buy items. I honestly.
Well, you can't right now because you can't go to Essos. But once that exists,
shit. Well, there you go. Oh, how's the event stuff going?
Good. We're about to get Essos going. Hopefully, depending on.
How's that
just waiting on mod approval, and they're busy right now, so.
Yeah, that's fair. But how's that gonna work though? Is it gonna be like a mechanical location?
Yeah, I've got mechs. Yeah.
Mechs, okay. So it's just like
fully automated movement using a spreadsheet.
Just for Essos?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very simple. It's like, there's like big ass chunks that's like labeled like Volantis, and then it's like takes 2 months to get the Veroin or whatever.
Okay.
It's very simple.
Is the map there's gonna be a map, right?
Yep.
Or is it
very ugly?
It's very ugly. It's not like in a tile system then?
Well, it kind of is, because I took that tile map Dino made and then just chopped it up into a bunch of zones.
Oh, okay.
It is not tile based, no.
When can we expect this?
Ideally next week.
Next week?
This coming week. I mean,
that's not bad.
But who knows? It's just gonna be the free cities to start. That's what we've come up with setting info.
Which ones? Bravos, Volantis, and
Bravos, Lorath, Mir, Lys, Norvos, Cohor.
That's a lot more than 3.
Gotsos, Pentos, the worst free city.
The worst.
Tyrosh. I think I'm missing one. Comment in the comments down below which free city I missed.
First one to get it gets $100 Tim Hortons gift card.
And it's not Asaria. Asaria got destroyed. So yeah, that should be exciting.
Is that going to be like an adventuring thing? Like people can just go, or
the plan is for it to be like most of the actual stuff happening would just be adventures.
Okay.
But you could also just go for a tour vacation if you want.
Yeah, just go hang out there for a bit.
Or for buying magic items or whatever,
Okay, yeah. I mean, at least buying like items and stuff like that is going to be a bit more possible now with Essos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the big plus. But do you guys have like other stuff going on with the events? Because I've kind of been following the events team, but I mean at the same time,
The God King of Ib and his court have landed in the north and are at Winterfell.
I say
negotiating for asylum right now.
I saw that. Are you in charge of that one?
Yeah, I'm the God King.
Oh, okay. You're the God King. Got it.
I'm getting other people to like some of the Ever event team members to help play some of the Ever characters though. Like Tort is doing an RP as the Queen right now.
Oh, who's Tort claimed as? Is he just doing events team? Yeah, okay, that's
it's just events right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be spread out, but I've kind of taken the lead on that. Sneaker was running an Iron Isles event with some ghost ships, which I think is concluded.
That. Yeah, I saw that. That's done, I think. That was pretty
cool.
There
was one of the Stormlands that I'm not sure of the status of. It might be on hold.
Was a post put up for that one? Because I think I remember it.
Yeah, it was originally on Tarf, and then it got moved because the Tarf claimant wasn't super happy with having it there.
Oh,
which is fine.
Enough.
That's understandable. We should have contacted them earlier, but so I'm not sure what's happening with that one. And I think we're running an adventure beyond the wall right now.
Yes, that's my betrothed.
Nice.
Yeah, she because my crown prince ran away from home for a bit.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she was like, "Oh well, fuck this! I'm gonna go on vacation then too." And then he just got back, and she just left, and she's going beyond the wall, which is an exotic location for a vacation. Yeah.
Well, I've been meaning to go there actually for a hunting trip because, as you are probably aware, Crispian Celtigar is the best hunter in the civilized world.
Of course.
There's a woods in the north, but civilized world. So I was thinking of going for a hunting trip beyond the wall, but we'll see.
What, are you gonna go hunt some giant ice spiders or?
Potentially.
Potentially? Okay. As long as you're going for the giant ice spiders, I mean, that's all I had to know.
Yeah. Especially because he might be in some hot water with the Targs, so it'd be a good chance to get out of town.
Oh yeah. I wonder why. Yeah, just a little bit of hot water.
I mean, not that much.
I mean, it could be worse, but could be could be better.
Look, he was like, "Look, we did that duel," and he was like, "You can't marry her yet. You got to beat me later." And I was like, "Okay," which is like basically saying he'll say yes in the future, right?
Basically, yeah.
So I was just like, when he goes to the Riverlands to fuck around, I'm like, you know what? I don't have to wait. So just real quick, got married. I'm like, now, sworn by the gods, we sacrificed the lamb and everything. So that's not getting undone.
Oh my god. Oh, but who is it that you guys dueled over again? I completely forgot.
Narya Targaryen.
Oh, okay. Of course it was a Targaryen.
Yeah.
I would have been worried if it was anyone else. I have to get some of them genes, honestly.
They're hard to get, let me tell you that. That's what I found out.
Oh yeah. I mean, also in character, my characters don't give a fuck about. Like, I got invited to Aegon's. I think it was his first birthday or his birth. I don't remember.
Birth. Well, celebration of his birth.
Yeah. I got invited. I didn't even answer. I don't think. We're too bougie.
You're a bitch.
We're too bougie. We're the high elves of Westeros.
I'm just saying, a bunch of your vassals came, so.
Well, that's just because they're not cool. You guys, who'd you guys even get? Who went?
We got someone. I forget.
We got someone.
I think Hightower and someone.
Hightower? Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know. I just plan the events,
Yeah, you're just in charge of planning them. You don't pay attention to who goes.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I know. I do the same.
I can tell you though that mechanically it was the best party ever though in Westeros.
Oh, did you guys roll a 20?
24.
24. Ooh, okay.
Because we got 19 and I have a plus. Oh no, we got 20 and I have a plus 4.
Yeah, so that is the best party then. You're right.
It's the best party, and it was a large event.
Damn. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Aegon Day was popping.
Aegon Day was. Yeah, you guys are gonna make it an annual thing, Aegon Day?
No.
Ah. Okay.
We do not have the budget for that.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, I mean, maybe
we also did not celebrate Rhaenys.
I would say even with your new vassals, your new source of income, you don't have enough.
Well, here's the thing, right? Why would I do that? The whole
This is
point
your
is
king.
I use Targaryen's money to further my status. Why would I use my money to throw parties for him that don't even benefit me anymore?
Well, you're not a good vassal. Is that what you're saying? You're not willing to pay
Look,
for your.
there's a give and take relationship. It's like I was saying.
Oh yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
He gives
Just
me
like the claw.
protection. I take his money.
Well, there you go.
Right? So,
Yeah, it's perfect.
And his daughters.
And his daughters. Well, there you go. You're married to a Targaryen for sure. I haven't.
Well,
checked.
I just secured that one.
Oh, you just did? Okay.
Yeah. Well, my current lord is actually his mother was a Targaryen, but she died like 100 years ago.
Oh, so you guys got some inbreeding going on then still.
Well, a tiny bit.
Tiny bit, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? Everyone's a
I
cousin.
don't know if you've ever seen the Targ family tree, but that shit's a ladder.
It's a circle, huh? Yeah. Anyways, we're coming up on 19 minutes, and I still got to talk to Ben and Dino. So,
all right.
Yeah, gonna have enough for a full episode, I think. Anyways, it was nice talking to you, Az.
Yep. Good luck in the future.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll definitely.
What's your kingdom again?
What's my? It's the Reach. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Can't say I have.
Oh no, it's okay. It's pretty small.
I'll check it out sometime.
Yeah, no, feel free to stop by.
All right.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
All right. Goodbye. Okay, so I am now being joined by Dino, my fellow modmin and admin. Mainly admin.
Hello.
Though. As we all know, being an admin is way better.
Obviously, yeah.
Obviously. From the fact that there's only 6 of us, it's because everyone loves being an admin.
And because we don't have any Storm candidates.
Yeah, that would do it as well. But yeah, so how's the new claim going so far?
Yeah, it's going really well. It's a lot more relaxed because I only have 1 RP going at the moment.
Yeah, that would do it. That that would tend to slow stuff down. I mean, compared to Forrester, because you want to go back, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of just like this is for you to chill out for a bit.
Pretty much, yeah. While I'm working on IRL stuff, all the bots, just want to have a nice chill time.
Yeah, that's fair. I definitely don't blame you. But I mean, you got out of the North. I would say got out of the North about the right time, honestly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
With you haven't lost any characters because you're not playing there anymore. But yeah. I mean, that battle. Have you looked it over yet? The naval battle?
Yes, I have.
That was pretty crazy.
Absolutely awful.
It was like a loss for everyone.
It really was, yeah. It's an actual loss for the North, but I'm pretty sure the Iron Islands lost all their characters.
Pretty much. Well, there was like 2 Greyjoys that died. I think one of them was there. Yeah, so it's like everyone kind of died off on one side, and then all the soldiers died off on the other. So the North lost, their precious ships because they don't have a whole lot. But yeah. I mean, would you have been involved with that as Forrester? I wasn't keeping track of the Forrester
not.
Stuff.
No. Forrester was really reticent to get into the first Iron Islands conflict.
Oh well, there you go. That would
after the shitstorm there, Forrester's not getting involved again.
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair. I mean, compared to like, how long did that even last? Because you guys got destroyed pretty fast.
Oh yeah. Like, I don't know. It would have been a lot quicker if the whole siege of Death Lament happened.
I honestly thought it was going to go better for you guys than it did. To be quite honest, I didn't think it was going to go great, but I thought it was going to go better.
We took a castle for a month.
Yeah, for a month, and then that was pretty much it, right? Just running back home at that point. Yeah, but I mean, what's going on with the North stuff now, though? Like, how has this evolved?
So, I'm pretty sure we're still waiting on a bunch of people to be ransomed back to us.
Oh my god, okay.
Still hasn't happened. The Iron Islands have still got our king.
Oh, yeah, that would do it.
Great. But yeah, they've just started raiding us because the agreement that Stark had, we haven't gone through with that yet.
Which was, what was your part that you had to give to...
We had to give them a bunch of food and a Stark maiden, I believe.
Ooh. Okay.
None of that has happened.
Okay.
So they decided to raid us.
I mean, as the Ironborn do.
Of course, yeah. What else would they do?
But I mean, like, it's kind of like, I don't know, like, because there's the whole thing with the Riverlands going on right at the moment, but it's like the North has like their own thing with the Ironborn going on, which I find really funny. Yeah, it's like it's kind of like it's like this own side thing. 'Cause I don't see the North going south to mess with that war, because I mean, already if you know you guys owe money to the Ironborn, you can't really use up all that food. Sorry, you can't use up all that food marching down south, right? It's kind of like...
Yeah, definitely not. I remember when the Prince Roderick was captured, he was trying to make a deal with the Ironborn that we were going to raid the Riverlands for them.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the king said no.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So I don't think anyone wants to raid the Riverlands at the moment.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like it's like, I don't know how this is going to work for the Ironborn, because the Ironborn are busy, you know, in the north, right? But then they're planning at the same time their invasion of the Riverlands.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, are they going to have two wars going on at once? Like, that's how it's looking. Because I mean, do you see the North kind of... What do you see the North doing in all this? Just kind of being like, okay.
I'm pretty sure the North is just going to die if we get into an actual conflict with them, because we've like that battle that we just had was pretty much all our ships.
Yeah, I saw that. Lots of ships. Yeah, so...
And like, of course, they've got characters skilled, but they can still build up like 1 billion longships to raid us.
Yeah, like losing a character is pretty shitty, but I mean, at the same time, like they can build those ships. They still have like a good amount of, you know, their actual ships. Like they lost a good amount, but you know, they didn't lose as many as you guys, obviously, right? And they can replenish it, so yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I like the North. I just kind of like, I just kind of feel bad for them at the moment. It's like all this stuff with the Ironborn. It's like, damn, it's like a rock and a hard place, kind of.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, how does that compare to the West? Because now you're in the West, right? So it's a lot different.
It is. It's a lot more chill. There's no big wars, though. I know there are a few little civil wars that are gonna go on at some point.
Well, yeah, there's the West. I don't remember which house it was who declared themselves like they started like saying, "Oh, we're gonna be kings of the West." I'm trying to remember which house that was. Damn. I should have done my research, but yeah.
I don't know any more than you on that front.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you've only just gotten there, right?
Yes.
I wouldn't expect you to be caught up already.
I just got to case, and I'm already have a contract to go and attack their masters, the Prestors.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. It's with this game. There's so much going on at once that there's always stuff that like you hear and you're like, oh, I didn't know about that. But it's like equally as interesting as the rest. So okay, what's going on? They're attacking Prester?
Yes,
okay.
I believe so. Apparently they've got a bunch of allies that are going to help them.
Damn, so is it just like a big beat up session or something, or they're all going to beat up Prester?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, how many troops do you have as an org?
I only have 100.
Ah, okay.
But apparently I'm going to be instrumental, according to the guy I'm talking to right now.
No, he's going to use the Vanguard. You're going to be right in the front. First battle, all the mercenaries go first. Just the mercenaries, just all 100 of you, and then we'll see how.
Yeah. We're just the distraction. Like, there's probably not going to be a war of Prester. They're going to go somewhere else.
Oh yeah, they're using you as the scapegoat. As soon as they're going to make you fight them, and it's like, oh, we didn't do it. We didn't hire them. Yeah, no, but I mean, the West, though, it's kind of interesting, because the West has, as you said, like, the Civil War sort of stuff, like, you know, the little internal strife going on, but then at the same time, there's still, like, what I brought up earlier about one of the Westerners getting killed by a Riverlander, because then that means, like, what are they going to do with what's going on at the moment, that, you know, like...
Yeah.
Do you see... that's what I was telling, like, Celtigoon, is that I see the West sort of as, like, the wild card. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, they kind of go anywhere. Like, I'm not 100% sure, which is what's funny.
I don't see this ending well for anyone. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just it's kind of like one of those like situations where I'll agree with you on that. It's kind of like how does like someone come out on top? Because like Durandon comes out on top if the Ironborn don't come out on top, because they both want the same thing, right?
Yeah.
But they're kind of on the same side, which is what makes it kind of cool, right? So I'm hoping we get like a 3-sided war. I think that'd be sick. I think it'd be confusing. A 3-sided battle. Oh my god.
And then North is just going to be sitting there, just like, what on earth is going on?
Yeah, like
we're probably not going to get rumors till ages later.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. Well, I mean, it helps that the Riverlands is like, you know, right next to the north, so that should make it not as bad. But like, I don't know. It's kind of like the north is too busy, you know, kind of getting screwed over right now, right? To kind of join into the stuff in the south, and then the Vale. I don't see them getting involved. I mean, they could, but I don't see it happening.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah, no, I kind of see them, you know, chilling out and being like, okay, like, fuck that. And then, I mean, I heard that Dorne might be getting involved, but I don't see that happening either.
I don't know. If they get involved, I bet it's going to be when Durandon's gone up to the Riverlands. Yeah. They're just going to raid the south of the Stormlands.
Yeah, that's what I could see happening for sure. Like, I wouldn't see them like going like all the way up to the Riverlands, but in like the Stormlands, I could definitely see it happening. Yeah.
The whole kingdom's gonna switch.
Oh yeah.
Stormland is gonna be controlled by Dawn. Riverlands is gonna be controlled by Stormlands.
And the Riverlands can control something. Dorne, they went all the way back.
Yeah, they can go down to Dawn.
Yeah, they can have Dorne. It's all good. It's a big switch. But I mean, I don't know, like, because the thing is, right, is like this could be like the first chance for like a land to change hands, which I hope honestly doesn't happen because that's like a big mess. But it could. It definitely could happen. So it's like, I don't know. Do you have any predictions? Just throw some hat predictions.
I'm gonna say that the Stormlands are gonna be able to take land up to Duskendale.
Okay.
And then they're just gonna be stopped there, and they're gonna decide that's enough. I'm gonna stop.
Well, it's because the thing is, right, I would agree with that, but I would say it's more of an issue of them having to come back home, because I do think the thing that you said about the Dornish, right, like, is an issue. And then there's also, I mean, it feels kind of weird talking to it from my perspective, but like, you know, from the Reach, because we're in an alliance with the Riverlands in a defensive agreement, but specifically against the Stormlands. We don't have any promises against the Ironborn, so us it's just the Stormlands. So it's kind of like, you know, what's going to go on with that? I mean, I haven't been asked anything yet. I don't even know any of the stuff in character. I don't know any of the stuff that's going on right now, so I've got my own problems to deal with. But I don't know, like, I could definitely see the Stormlands going into the Dusklands and fucking stuff up for a bit. To put it lightly.
Yeah. I think real wild cards are the Dragon Isles.
Well, actually, yeah, that's what I was discussing with Celtigoon, was that we were discussing like sort of like the stuff with the Dragon Isles, and like how, and Rami said it as well too, how he doesn't really see them getting too involved. I mean, just, I don't know, with what's going on with Fair Market, I don't know if you've been keeping track of that. There's like a siege.
No, not much.
Yeah, there's a siege and stuff like that going on. So I don't know. They are the wild card, but I don't know. I think they're gonna stay like they've gotten in too deep. Like they're gonna stay with the Riverlands or something. They're just gonna be involved for a little while. I don't see them not being involved, but I would see what you would mean though by wild card, for sure. Yeah, but I don't know. It's it's definitely a bit of a weird spot in the game, right? Because it's like,
oh yeah, definitely.
It's like, where do we go from here? It's kind of a little bit like, oh, like this could get like, as long as it stays unsalty. Yeah. I think that's the big thing for me. Is like, as long as it stays chill, I'm okay with it. Because war can be fun. I mean, I don't know, like. There's been some fun ones.
Honestly, yeah. Depth's Lament was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because none of us were salty about it. We all knew that we were probably going to lose.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that'd be fair if you went in knowing, that tends to help a little bit. But I mean, it's just like I'm not so worried either because I know that like big wars can be not salty. Like at least for like a majority of people, like if you look back at like 7K, like obviously the end was salty, but the wars beforehand I thought were fun. I know Blackfire had a lot of like separate stuff going on, but I was too new at that point, so I wasn't involved, and I was having a blast. I loved it. That was like one of my favorite times to play. It was so interesting, and so like I'm hoping it's like that same level, but at the same time, I don't want to be proven wrong. I think everyone's like seems pretty like everyone seems on the same page though about being like, oh, like let's not be salty. At least from the Monarchs, from what we've been saying. I don't know. As an admin, I'm sure you're hoping.
Oh yeah.
Hope this stays calm. Oh no. I mean, yeah. As long as it's calm, I'm happy. It's basically what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so we're reaching around about 15 minutes, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up. And go talk to Ben. Ben's the next one I gotta go talk to. It was nice talking to you, Dinah.
Yeah, good talking to you.
Yeah, well, I'll talk to you in admin chat probably soon enough about whatever. Something else.
Whatever new situation arises.
Oh yeah, every 2 days or whatever.
Oh,
but, yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the new claim, and we'll talk again some other time.
Thank you, yeah. Hopefully the war works well for you.
Yeah, hopefully it works well for you too. I'm sure you're going to have plenty of employment. Yeah. All right, so now I'm talking with Ben from the Vale. Ben, how's the Vale doing these days?
It's pretty calm, It's
pretty
what
calm?
Vale normally is, like...
Lots of what, tourneys?
Yeah, I mean, not even that many tourneys. It's just kind of calm. Everybody is having their own little, like, storylines and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, what do you have going on with, like, your house, though? Like...
Oh, so... Early on, I made a lot of political gaffes. I wanted to be very pro Erie, and they just kept snubbing me for my liege because I'm on really bad terms with my liege, and I want to usurp them at some point.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
But I got into fights with people at the council, and the young queen took the other person's side, and it never went very well. And then I had this whole thing about wanting to put troops at the Bloody Gate, and since I didn't have troops there beforehand, I didn't really want to pay to station troops at the gate, so I complained, and they said if you like move your troops from there, we'll arrest them. So I had to just take that. So
oh my God,
mostly
okay.
I'm just taking the L on politics right now.
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah, my liege is inactive, so it's not like they can use it to choke me or something. But
oh yeah, like are they completely inactive, or like they're like they jump in and out? I don't actually know who your liege is.
And Stano is my liege. It's not like. He's not like chronically inactive. I mean, he just like makes a comment every week or so.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what his situation is right now, or if he's busy or whatever. But as far as I know, he's not that active.
Yeah, but I mean, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, it's a game. Who cares?
Yeah. Like I think like that's like a good thing, at least, as most people seem to be pretty understanding in this community about being inactive. Yeah, like people aren't gonna be like, oh my God, you haven't answered me in like 5 days.
There are certain players, but like I'm not gonna care. I mean, it's literally just a game.
Well, it's kind of like the thing how like like life is definitely more important than this game. Like when people are like, oh, like I have something going on in my life.
Well,
it's like,
we've seen what happens. Well, we've seen what happens when people take it a little bit too seriously.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, and that was not fun. So.
Yeah, I mean, like it's kind of like a good balance that you have to go for, right? Is like keeping this as a hobby. I mean, I know it's hard sometimes. I don't know if you find it.
I don't have that much to do right now.
Yeah.
So I just sink a lot of time into it, and also I'm not that important, so I don't have to sink a lot of time into it.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Least. No, I get what you mean. Like you don't have like 20 replies.
Yeah, I'm not a mark. I get like 10 replies a day at max.
That's still pretty good though.
Yeah,
10's like a good amount.
It's slowing down because I'm putting less effort into it because I don't know, just not really that into starting replies or starting threads right now.
Yeah, well, I don't know, like, what kind of process, do you have, like, a process that you do for replies? Like, because I do them all at once.
I do oldest to newest, unless unless it's like someone who's really busy, and I'll save theirs for last.
Oh,
Or
okay, yeah.
I don't really want to write that reply right now, so I'll just put it off. But I usually do but unless like extenuating circumstances, it's usually I do my oldest replies first, then the newest replies last.
Yeah, see, that's what I used to do when I was in a smaller house as well, because in 7K, when I played Page, that's what I would do, because I only had around about 6 replies to do per day. Yeah, but with Gardener, it's like I have like 20-ish, so I try to do oldest to newest, but sometimes it's just like I'm really feeling like one of the replies, like I feel like I can get it done really quick, so it's like I'll do that first.
That's what I've heard. Like almost every monarch I've talked to about this say like, oh yeah, well I used to do it because it's more fair that way, but now I just do quick stuff first.
Yeah, just because there's so much going on, it's you kind of have to shake it up a bit.
And you have gives that you have to do because they're mechanical or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's like a lot of like, especially for stuff like troop movements and all that, or something that's time sensitive.
Yeah, and then there's like those things that are just fun you do because you want to do them, and there's things that are like politicky and they might fuck over your house or fuck over someone else's house, so you just have to get them done.
See, I don't know. I find the high stakes RPs, like the RPs that are like intense, like it's like, oh, like this could really change up a lot of stuff. I tend to have more inspiration for those. Like I can write those out a lot faster, and then I have trouble with like conversations, dances especially.
I'm perfectly fine with dances. It's just like a conversation. I can just follow it, and I know my characters decently well for that.
Yeah,
well, that's just what I end up running most of the time because that's just how it is. But for like high stakes RPs, they're usually not in my favor. So that kind of like dampens like I don't really want to do this. This is gonna screw. I have to do this, and it's gonna screw over my house. So I lose motivation to do those. Like a lot of the political ones that I've gapped early. Mm-hmm. Like I know this is gonna not be good for me, but this is what the character would do, so I have to do this.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of interesting though, because like we're kind of in opposite situations where you're saying how you gaff politically in a way that it hurts your house, but like me, I'm constantly worried about, I find as a king at least, because I was in the same position when I played in a smaller house, but as a king, there's a lot of, I'm always constantly like worrying about pissing off other people, even though like I'm the king and it's supposed to be the other way around. I'm always like trying to keep houses happy, because or else everyone's like, oh, screw the king.
Like just the PCs or like the players themselves.
Oh no, the PC, the players are wonderful. That's not an issue. But like the PCs, like there's like people who like in like, especially with like, I just gave out like 2 marriages or whatever, and one of them was to my crown prince, and like. Like there's so many people who I had to turn down, like so many houses, and then people are always like, oh well, you didn't give me that marriage, and I was like, oh, it's like you and like 5 other people. It's like, damn it, what do I have to do to make up for it? Yeah.
I really love that part of the game because you have to stump houses and choose and pick and choose, which is like that gives the sort of political environment that I want to be in.
Yeah, well, I don't know, like everyone kind of plays the game for a different reason, but like me, it's mainly like the political stuff that I like. I don't know if you're like the same way or.
I mean, I like doing my little stories, but like I do enjoy like the political background. I do like getting into it. I like emulating reality, kind of like doing my own little takes on things like that I've read or something like that, and kind of like thinking through like how it would actually be to be in this situation, which is kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Like that's like a complete like. There's some people who I know who like you'll have people who claim and like all they really do is lore. And then like I said, my thing is pretty much like the politics, but I still like like the personal relationships.
Yeah, I don't write lore because I really hate writing.
I can't write lore either. I can't do it.
I hate writing for writing's sake. I don't want to do it. I don't care about how good my writing is as long as it's like passable and no one like box an eye at it or doesn't want to argue with me because my writing is so bad. Because there are those people.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, do you find it's because I find I don't like doing lore because I have to think about what every character's doing, which is something I'm not as used to.
I do get
like one of my weaknesses.
I do get some of that. Like I don't really like writing where I have like 6 PCs doing the same. Like I had to write one recently, and that was not fun, and I didn't really want to do it, but I had to.
Well, I used to have to do RPs between like 3 of my characters. And there'd be like one other person like there who wasn't my character, and I did not like. It was hard. I like doing it, but it was hard.
They also end up so long because you have to think, oh yeah, what is this character gonna think? Oh, then they're gonna say this because they think that, and then the next character and the next character. And you have to leave those weird breaks for someone else to jump in.
Yeah,
which is not really natural.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you find like other than that, like, do you have weaknesses like as a writer that you feel that like you have to work on, or that you just don't really care about? Or
I don't care about writing, but I do make a ton of spelling mistakes, and
really?
do phrase. Yeah, it's much worse than 7K. It's gotten a lot better, but I used to make a ton of spelling mistakes. It's terrible going back and reading them. Like, I used to lose gives because I'd go back and see my other reply, and then try and edit it and fix the mistakes, and that makes you lose your progress on whatever you're writing in another comment. So I've lost like 1,000 words that way, which is terrible. But also I don't know. I feel like I phrase things in weird ways that no one else phrases them. Like that's how my mind thinks of them. But I feel like I phrase things really, really weirdly, and I'm worried if anyone else is gonna get what I'm actually saying.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, see, I don't know. Like everyone obviously has their weaknesses, but like mine is more like I find that I'm always worried that I repeat stuff too much. And like, or I'll write like a description or like something that a character's thinking, and then like I'll say it right after, like have them say it, and I'm like, I don't have to explain it twice.
I've done that too, but that's what I usually do for like honest characters. Well, most of my characters are honest because that's just the kind of characters that I write. But
yeah,
like I don't know. I think it's okay to repeat that sort of thing, just to. I mean, you've got to say what they're thinking, right? You got to like think through what they're like. How I do a gib is like I think of what they're thinking, and then I say what they'd say because they're thinking that.
Yeah.
And then that's generally like the formula that I do it.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, that's usually how I do it as well. Honestly, it's just like getting into like the mindset. It kind of goes back to like the thing that I was saying about writing multiple characters and why it gets harder, like in one reply, is because of that. Because I'm having to think of what multiple people are thinking of. And, like, I can do 2 people, no problem. But, like, once it passes 2 people, it's like, it kind of feels like, I don't know, like Tangled Earbuds or something. Like, it intersects like crazy. Yeah.
I just think it comes out to be way too long and way too clumsy. Well, it's generally how I think.
Yeah. But it's kind of the same reason that I think, like, there's some people who think that, like, stuff like war councils aren't fun. Just because there's too many people there involved. It's like true. The same thing.
And it never really feels like a war council because you're having these replies in these separate threads which no one's checking. Like it's just a conversation.
Mm-hmm. And it's definitely like more of like I find this with war councils at least, and it's like a problem with them, but like there's no real way to fix that. But it's like whoever puts in the first couple of replies usually becomes like the center of the conversation for the rest of the war council, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, because it's not, you don't have time to roleplay out like the 3 hours that they were there. You have time to roleplay out the one comment where somebody spoke up about something they thought was important.
Yeah, and usually like the main ideas, especially for like a war council or just a council in general, like the main ideas are usually put out in like the first like 3 to 5 replies, and then past that it's just like elaborating.
And people argue like because there's no real like. It's not like a debate. There's no one censoring it, and there's no one really mediating it, unless the monarch's like really active or whoever's leading is really active.
Yeah.
So people get stuck on like little details that no one else cares about, but these 2 people want to write 80 replies about.
Yeah. No, that's like another thing too, right? Is debate is pretty hard to do because you're tending to jump back on like 3 other replies that came before you, right? Because it's like if there's so many people answering, it's like this person goes and then this, and then you have to wait a little bit.
But in a way, that's just like sort of how those rooms work. Like the only problem with them is that it's not really about which character in the room has the most presence, like the loudest or the tallest or the biggest or the most respected. It's just whoever replies first is assumed to have that sort of presence that they'd be replied to.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you could kind of make an argument then that it kind of emulates like a war council well because it's kind of chaotic, and
the only thing it's not like very realistic is the first one that replies. It's usually not the most respected. It's usually not the biggest. It's just whoever sees the thread first and has something to say. Yeah.
Like you'll get like, I mean, SCC is the 7K thing, but you'll get like a random character who like most people would
children.
know.
Like you get children who most people would realistically laugh out, but because no one checks character almanacs or does anything, they just take it as an adult that should have a say at this table is saying something, so they'll entertain the points like they should be entertained. Like
well, that's like sort of like. Sorry, keep going.
No, I'm just mixing up words. You're good.
Well, it's kind of like it's interesting that you bring up the the children part about children like speaking, because I find that like that's like something like overall everyone sort of has an issue with, some people write kids like really well, but you'll have like an 8-year-old who's speaking like perfect English. And I always find that I do that all the time though. Like I always have to remind myself that my like kid characters are like 8 years old and they shouldn't be talking like this. And I'm like, yeah, I should probably change this.
Well, one of the problems for me is that, I read a ton of books as a kid, so I used dumb language that I at least thought sounded coherent and smart and adult, even though it wasn't at the time. It was just like what you think. But I've always felt like I've spoken like adults is the thing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I don't really have that sort of thing where like, oh, I don't really remember what it was like to talk like a child, like simply. I don't know if anyone does. It's just a particular thing with me is I don't think I've ever felt like I'm speaking like a child.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like, I don't know, because I don't have to go back that far in my memory, right? Like, I was like 12 years old, like 6 years ago, right? So it's like I can kind of think back on a time like when I was not speaking, like an adult, because I was still so young. But it's just like I can't get myself into that mindset for writing, and I think a lot of people
and
can.
It's hard.
Yeah,
because children aren't dumb; they just don't have quite the phrases that you would generally have to express yourself. They express themselves in weird ways and in like ways that wouldn't make sense to anyone who doesn't.
Yeah,
like even most authors don't write like children correctly. They just use simple short sentences.
Yeah, and like that's the thing too, right? Is like we're not authors. We're not professional authors. Yeah. We're all like a bunch of like nerds who play on a subreddit.
So... Yeah, even the best of us are like people who don't write professionally. So
yeah, that's the thing, right? So I mean, it's kind of like the same thing with like how people. I don't know if people. This might just be a me issue, but I tend to constantly have to go back when I'm about to like put in a reply and be like, that's not a way that like a medieval person would speak. Like someone in A Song of Ice and Fire would not speak this way. It's like how I said God at one point or something. I said I swear to God.
I because my characters are religious and they're really like because there's the thing in the faith where people who aren't educated think that there's 7 gods. So if I'm playing a less educated person, I'll actually say gods, but generally it's one god with 7 faces. So I'll have all of my characters speak monotheistically and catch myself when I'm trying to do polytheistic stuff. Like, I've used it as like that's one thing I've actually been good at catching myself about with like medieval people, because technically the 7 are monotheistic. Like there's one god with 7 faces.
Yeah, technically, yeah, but like the most people like tend to I wouldn't say forget that. It's just kind of like a thing that like I'm saying the characters. Care.
I mean, they think of the 7 gods, think of the mother, the father. But most of my characters, because I'm commentating for other people who don't really like play that sort of the game, like the religious aspect sort of thing. So I'll compensate and be like very religious and be very conservative with the views because people aren't exactly like the standards of the time, which bothers me somewhat. But,
yeah, that's fair.
And I probably bounce it out a little bit too much, but there's got to be some extreme there.
Well, I mean that's kind of like one of the things though with this game that's interesting is like a lot of knowledge that people have like about the A Song of Ice and Fire kind of wildly different depending on the person, because there's some people who really know like just the base history really well, like the names and stuff like that, and there's people who are like all out on like the faith and like they know like everything about it.
Yeah, I read the books when I was like 12 or so I misremember so much.
Oh, okay. You haven't read them since then?
No, I can't. My favorite characters are the Starks, and I really like the Starks. Every time I read it, I like feel the red wedding coming up.
Oh my god,
I can't rewatch it either. Like I can't watch anything after.
See, yeah, I knew it was coming because when I first watched the show, like I like the Starks, but they're not my favorite. But like with the red wedding, like I knew it was coming because I got most of it spoiled for me, and I couldn't even watch that episode. I was like, no.
Yeah,
screw this.
Well, Ned was my favorite character, then Rob was my favorite character, and now I've kind of given up.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's not the best universe for having favorite characters.
But because I read it so long ago, I'll catch myself with misconceptions that I thought were true, and then I read was true when I was like 12, but I totally misread it. Like for joust, you can challenge someone to a duel for your honor during the joust. I thought you could just challenge someone for the win if you didn't like the result. I thought it was like trial by combat thing, and that mistake showed up in one of my Sir Artis or whatever, Night of the Seven, when I was bullshittedly sided against during a joust.
Well, that's kind of like how people. I mean, it's makes sense that you would think that though, because there's a lot of people also who think that like trial by combat can kind of just be used even when people know that you're guilty.
Yeah.
Like, people will be like, oh, like, we know that you killed this person because you did it in front of everyone. And it's like, well, I want a trial by combat. And it's like, well...
Which is not how that works. It's
Yeah.
a trial. It's still a trial.
Yeah, we know that you killed him. That's not what's up. That's not what the question is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a trial, not like the sentencing. It's nothing you bring up at any time.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I mean, we're hitting 8 minutes and like 8 minutes and a half. So yeah, just because I think we got a board game to go back to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it was nice talking to you, Ben.
It's nice talking to you too, man.
Yeah. Anyways, so this should be up soon. We'll see. But yeah, nice talking to you, and we'll talk again.
You, man.
All right. So after 3 wonderful conversations, that is the end of episode 1 of the Bobcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see if there's a second episode, as I said. And you know, if you hated it, dislike the video. If you liked it, like the video. Or else, you know, feel free to drop your critiques, your thoughts. You know, if you want to be a guest or something, just DM me. I'm pretty open. And yeah, you know, enjoy writing. Remember that real life comes first. Remember that there's another human on the other side of the screen in the Discord that you're getting mad at. You know, just be chill. And happy Canada Day, happy 4th of July. I'll see you guys next time.